Hello and welcome to video number 10. This is me learning how to use the Elektron Digitone 2 and passing on to you all my tips and tricks as I learn them. And the other day I was looking at the conditional trigs, and this is a bit of a heavy old subject. I'm going to take all the pain out of it for you. So why would you want to use conditional trigs? Well, sequences by the very nature of them are quite boring, repetitive, mechanical, machine-like things, and you want to make your sequences, your songs, sound more interesting and unpredictable, and conditional trigs are a great way of doing this. The idea here is that the sounds don't always play in every bar, and so you set these conditional trigs to make sure that happens. Right, I've got a very simple pattern here, the pattern I was using on my pump video the other day about the sidechain pumping. So I've just got a kick drum and a snare drum. Kick drum is on track 1 and the snare drum is on track 2, and I've just got this one bar playing away like that. We know that we can set a percentage up here, so if I press this trig 1 down on beat 1 and bring this down to 67, this kick drum will only sound at 67% of the time. That's not a conditional trig, that's just a fact. So immediately we've introduced some unpredictability into our song. Now, if we go to the bottom right, you see it says cond, conditional, and the H encoder is the one we use for this. I'm going to hold this trig 13, which is the fourth beat of the bar. I'm going to set this to pre. I'm going to rotate the encoder so it says pre. Didn't sound, doesn't sound. So this will sound this time. Didn't sound, this won't sound. You see? So this is conditional upon this. If you want to reset that, hold the trig down, push down on the encoder, and it's gone. Okay. Now, if I hold that trig down again and I rotate the H encoder so it says pre but with a line on top. So now, with that line on top of the pre, every time trig 1 plays, trig 13 won't play. Every time trig 1 doesn't play, trig 13 will play. Let's test that out. Won't play, won't play, won't play, will play this time. See? So this is conditional upon this. So they're linked. So this one is set to 67%. This one is set to pre with a line above it. Right, so I'm going to explain the neighbour conditional trig now, and it is a bit of a brain burner this. So on the kick drum, press the record button, go to step 13, we'll set this to 74%. Okay, now I'm going to go to the snare drum track, track 2, same trig 13, I'm going to set this to neighbour. Now this means that when the kick on step 13, the kick in track 1, doesn't play, then the snare on step 13 also doesn't play. It's linked to its neighbour track. Let's just see. So this is this trig we're talking about. So when the kick drum plays, so does this one. See, neither of them played there, so? Or there. Both played. Neither of them played. So this trig here is governed by the trig on the kick drum, same trig, because it's set to neighbour. Now if I set this to neighbour with a line above it, it's the opposite of that. It means that when the kick on step 13 plays, then the snare on step 13 doesn't play, and when the kick doesn't play, the snare does. Let's test that out. So we'll either hear one or the other on this step. Just the kick drum, just the snare, just the kick drum, snare, 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 snare. You get the idea. Lots of snares at the moment. that time. So yeah, has to be a bit patient there, but you can see one is conditional upon what the other one does. Right, so that's neighbour. That was a bit hard to figure out. If this isn't on the same trig, so at the moment, if we just come out of this, go to track 1, hold this down, this is 74%. Okay, come to track 2, this is on the same trig at the moment, isn't it? Suppose I put that on 5, let's just get rid of this one and make this one nay. Now it happens the next time around. It means if the kick drum doesn't play on this step, the next time around it won't play on this step of the snare. Let's test that out, shall we? Didn't play, so doesn't play there, see? And of course the converse is true if you're using the line above. Right, so that's the neighbour conditional trig. Okay, so we've come back to our kick drum track. Now we're going to set this trig 13 to first. Now what this means is that the trig only plays on the first loop of the pattern. It's only a 1-bar pattern, so you'll hear this trig first time and then you won't hear it again. Now it's off, see? And it'll be off forevermore now until I change it. So that's that one. Now if I put a line above that, rotate it round 1, okay, this means that the trig does not play on the first loop of the pattern, but does play on all subsequent ones. Not there, but now it'll always play it. Okay? Now, last means that if I set this to last, the trig plays the last time the pattern plays before changing to another pattern. So it won't play at all at the moment. See this trig 13, you won't hear it. But if I change to pattern 2, it will play there and now gone into pattern 2. But it only played that last time before changing. And of course, let's go back to pattern 1. If I change this to last with a line above it, the reverse is true. Okay, the trig does not play the last time the pattern plays before changing to another pattern. So it always plays this time. When I change to pattern 2, it won't play just before it changes. Didn't play this, and then we're into pattern 2. Now let's change this to the next one up, which is 1, 2. This means that the trig plays the first time but not the second time, and it plays the third time but not the fourth time. So it will play the first, third, fifth, etc. So it will play first time but not this time, and then it will play this time but not this time. So it plays on alternate loops. Okay, let's go to next one, 2, 2. This means the trig plays every second loop, so it won't play the first time, but plays this time. Not this time, but this time. So it plays on the even numbered loops. Set it to 1, 3. This means that the trig only plays on the first of every third loop. So it'll play this time, not this time, or this time, but it will play this time, but not this time, or this time, but it will play this time. Get the idea. So 1, 3 means that it plays on the first every third loop. Now if I set this to a line above that, it means that the trig doesn't play on the first of every third loop. So it won't play this time, but it will play this time, this time, but it won't play this time. This time it will play, this time it won't. So 1, 3 with a line above it means that the trig doesn't play on the first of every third loop. Let's move up to our next one. This is 2, 3. I'm not going to do all of these because there are millions of them, but you'll get the idea very quickly. Setting it to 2, 3 means that the trig only plays on the second of every third loop. So it won't play on the first, it will play on the second, won't play on the third. So won't play first time, plays this time, won't play this time, won't play this time, will play this time, but not the next time. So, usual thing, we'll rotate the encoder, so it's 2, 3 with a line above it. This time, the trig doesn't play on the second of every third loop. So, plays, doesn't play this time, does play this time, does play this time, doesn't play, does play. I'm sure you're getting the idea. So with this setting, it will only play the third time round. So it won't play this time, or this time, but it plays this time. Doesn't play, doesn't play, plays. Okay, do a few more. Now 3, 3 with a line above it, this means that the trig doesn't play on the third of every third loop. You see? So it's the reverse. So plays, plays, doesn't play, plays, plays, doesn't play, etc, etc. So let's jump up to something a bit crazy like 4, 7. So with this setting, 4, 7, it means that the trig only plays on the fourth of every 7th loop. So let's count them up. So doesn't play, doesn't play, doesn't play, does play, doesn't play, doesn't play, doesn't play. Now we're starting again. Doesn't play, doesn't play, doesn't play, plays, doesn't play, doesn't play, doesn't play. So with the line above it, this means that the trig doesn't play on the fourth of every 7th loop. So it plays, 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 doesn't play, plays, 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 and then it starts again, plays, this is 1, plays, plays, doesn't play this time. See? Of course, with this trig menu up, you can set certain trigs to have different velocities, like here, different notes, see? Different lengths. You can turn the LFO trig and the filter trig on or off. But this fill is quite interesting. This one here, this is on the G encoder. So if I press this trig down here and rotate the fill so it's got a line above it, you'll hear the extra trig play. Okay? But if I hold that trig down and turn this so there's no line, now you don't hear that. That's masked, that's hidden. So I have to hold it down, put the line above it, now we hear it. That's quite good, isn't it? Let's turn this so there's no line above it, but I can force this to play by holding yes and page. So let's just run the sequence. So yes and page just plays once. Do it again. See? Every time I press that. Now I can do the reverse of that. Let's have the line above it. So it plays every time. Now if I hold yes and page, it won't play. I can force it not to play. See? Only once. It will revert now. So if I don't want it to play, hold yes and page. Next time it will play. So the line above something makes the opposite happen, you see? And of course you can apply this to trigs you've already recorded. So if I hold 13 down and put a fill on that with no line, it won't play. See? Unless I force it to. Yes and page. Or I could force it not to play once. So lots of things you can do to mix things up and make things interesting, and you just got to be bothered, I suppose, to do it. It is fiddly, it is a bit of a brain burner, but I suppose once you get used to doing it, you can very quickly change things around in your sequence and become more unpredictable. Because there's nothing worse, is there, than a sequence of just pumping out the same thing over and over and over again. So this is a way to really sort of spice things up and make things far more interesting for your audience. So I hope I haven't hurt your head too much today with today's video. I can't exactly say I'm expert on it, but at least I figured it out and I've typed it out into my manual that I'm making on my computer, and I can refer back to it, and if you bookmark this video you can do the same, can't you? So if you got something from today's video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. If you're feeling generous, you might like to give me a small donation either here on YouTube or on my website, which is www.daddylonglegs.com. This just helps me on my way a little bit, gives me a bit of encouragement, and it's very much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching, and you'll see me in my next video.